this series where basically I ask you guys, what luxury items are you pondering? What are you considering? What items are on your wish list and you're like, I'm this close to pulling the trigger, but you might want my opinion on. So these are some of those suggestions and whether or not I think that they're worth it. Some of them are also just like questions like, oh, I'm between this and this, or like, I'm looking for an X kind of piece, what would you suggest? As usual, I've gone through, apologies, I can't go through everybody's every time, and this is also episode 5 that maybe we do in this series. So some of the more popular ones I've already answered. Let's get into it, guys. If you're new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I've got videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably gonna love it. Here's head down there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. Or when are we going to rehab? Never. I also think it's interesting when we kind of get the same few ones come up, because it's a great insight into what our little community is gravitating towards. Let's kick things off. That new turquoise Stingray Fendi Peekaboo Petite. This is great. It's also an excellent colour. Fendi is one of the few brands, few big brands that do Stingray as an exotic. It's not as expensive as something like a croc, or even in some places, I think it's like usually around the same price as lizard. So it's a really unique sort of finish. I do think that it adds a certain weight to the bag. It's not a light leather, it's not like a snake skin or something like that. So keep that in mind, but purely based on the colour, it is excellent. I had a lot of people come through suggesting or like considering the Miss C Louboutins, 100%. So aside from the fact that this style is meant to be more comfortable in general, you kind of get that flash of the red bottom in the side of the heel now. That's sort of how you know that it's a Miss C, just from eyeballing it from a couple of meters away. It has that padding around the toe, and on top of that, and I think they're sort of rolling this out to more styles as well, you have the everlasting sole, which is a rubberized Louboutin red sole that means that it's never going to come off. So whereas the normal soles, right, get like this over time because it's just like a painted sort of coating, right? And a lot of people will take their Louboutins to go to cobblers or whatever to get a sort of like rubberized finish on it. Something like this, it already has it, so you also have that aspect. The rubberizing also means that it's got a little grip on you, so you're not going to go slipping and sliding as much as you might have previously. I think that these are great. They're doing loads of different variations of this now. It is snoutier than something like the Socates or the Pigalle or the Hot Chick. Keep that in mind. So especially with the closed toe one, you're committing to a little bit more of a snout, but they do have mule versions. I think those are the only 2 versions at the moment. I think they might even have boots. Overall though, I think that it's a really good option. It's Louboutin, but like a little bit more user friendly. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong. Another one here, the Cartier Justin Clerc ear cuff. This is a new launch from them. They've done it in white gold, yellow gold and rose gold, and it's almost like a double twisted ear cuff, right? Clearly, I love a good ear cuff. I think this is a great move from them. My only thing with this is that ear cuffs are not for everybody, and there are sort of different ways the ear cuffs are done. So they're either, actually, this is a pretty good demonstration. So for example, my square ear cuff here is from Susanna Martin's, and it has this sort of like, hopefully you can see that, it's got like a little sort of clip on it, okay? So it can really hook in there. Whereas other styles like this one or like my Hermes one, there's no sort of hinge on it. So you have to sort of like fiddle it from the top of the ear and bring it down. Something with a little bit like of a hinge or a clip is easier to put on, but it's also going to depend on your ear shape. Annoying. So I would say with this, it's going to have to be something that you're going to have to try in person, and you know, an SA can advise on how you put it on so that you don't just get it at home and you're like, I'm fiddling, I can't get it on. Maybe your ear shape it doesn't work for, maybe it's just annoying. Actually, I need to check. Cartier Justin Clerc ear cuff. Yeah, this one does not have a hinge. This is a fiddle from the top down. So you're definitely going to have to try this one on in person. And on top of that, obviously you've mentioned here that you have long hair. That's why it depends on how you part your hair. Because like me, I know I part it to this side, so this ear is going to be on show. But if you are this all the time or you don't like to put your hair up, then yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit of a waste of money. Short Alaïa puffer jacket. I think that this is the version that kind of has that like tubular quilting down the front. It's an excellent jacket. Alaïa as well, I have noticed a lot of their newer stuff, some does go on sale. But something like this, I would predict that this will not go into the sale because it's a great piece. It's not something that's like, it's a little bit more of a crowd pleaser than something like the bodysuits. And I think it's great. I think it's got such bump and volume. And as far as puffer jackets go, it's got a little bit of intrigue and interest. The Miss Dior graffiti bag. Now, I am not a fan of the Miss Dior graffiti anything. I didn't like it when they rolled it out on book totes. I didn't like it when they rolled it out on skirts. I didn't like it when they rolled it out on the beauty. All right, there's a little lipstick case that's got it. Not to mince words here, I think it's awful, but that's just me. I will say, if you do like this kind of graffiti-ish vibe, might I interest you in a vintage but excellent condition Louboutin Stephen Sprouse something or other. A pochette, something like that, where you get the vibe, but you don't get... Actually, do you want to know what? If you're really married to this, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes into outlets at some point. So I would say get in touch with your Dior outlet because they might be getting some of this in soon and you can save yourself a nice little 30%. Vivienne Westwood puppy corset. Vivienne Westwood corset to anything, yes. This is an icon of the brand. This is something the brand does oh so well that nobody else comes close to, especially when it comes to something that's like a casual corset, right? This isn't, you know, a piece of couture. This isn't like a dress that has a built-in corset. This is something that you can wear with jeans, with a skirt, with tailored trousers, with you could do this with a little pedal pusher, capri pant, and a mule, whatever. There's so much versatility in this. You can wear it over a shirt or under a jacket, whatever. I love my Vivienne Westwood corset. I actually need to wear it more. I have a black satin one. I do need to wear it more, but it's just such a great, iconic piece of the brand. And this version is like in a black velvet. It has like little bow details. Yes. Chopard Happy Diamond watch. What is interesting is that a lot of Chopard Happy Diamond pieces came up, right? Specifically the watches. Now, I do want to sort of see the full collection of watches. They're all kind of fab. They're all very sort of, I like this negative space that they've got going on where it's just the glass and then you just see the diamonds ricocheting up and playing around and moving about. It is very interesting. It's not the only brand that does this, but it maybe is the most famous brand that does this. Messika does this in their rings. Messika's also a great brand. Rings, necklaces, bracelets. But Chopard is maybe the only one that does it with a watch in this way, or is the most famous one that does it. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, I think they're all beautiful. Actually, to be honest with you, I mean, this green one, okay, here, that's, yes, please. That's really glorious. I think it's very different. I really like the fact that, if we just take this first one to begin with, I really like this extra, these like little diamonds at the top and tail as well that just add to it. It's a very sort of like jewelry watch. It's very elegant, it's very chic, it's very timeless, but it's not boring. And that I like about it. So yes, full speed ahead. The Jacquard P9 from Louboutin with the embroidered animals in it. I chose this one because, as far as I'm aware, and again, I might be wrong, I don't think they're releasing this. I think that the only animal pieces that are being released from this are in not the P9 leather, so like the normal vachetterie or treated leather, and that's it, I think. I've seen the lookbook, that's why. So this version was not in the lookbook, so I'm really sorry. But I might be wrong, and actually that's a lookbook that I have from a certain region that's not from other regions. The heart necklace. I'm assuming you mean my heart necklace that I have that conveniently is underneath all of this. I love it. This is by Talon Jewelry. It's called the Sacred Heart Necklace, and you can wear it two ways. You can either wear it long like a little lariat, so it has its chunky little bubbly little heart, and then a little chain dangling that has a tiny little dagger off of it. Oh, it's so fierce and Or you can actually take the tiny dagger and stick it through the heart in a very sort of Joan of Arc way. This comes in both sterling silver, which is the affordable option, or much more affordable option, or they do a solid gold version, or they even do a pave diamonds version. All are great. I really love mine. I really like, so I have mine on the longest chain option, which I think is 24 inches. And I just like the fact that it really draws the eyes down. It's a really interesting piece. Paco Rabanne ball chainmail bag. Whilst I think this is cool, I think that you'll get many compliments on it. It's very party-y, it's very different, it's very interesting. I do think that it might be annoying to use in the opening and closing of it, and in the snaggability. Because it's metal and, you know, it's like chainmail-y to a certain extent, I think there's a lot of instances that where it might snag or catch on things or be annoying, or you've got to think about what you're wearing with this bag. Jimmy Choo Seder heels closed toe. I had these heels. I sold them, but that is because, to be honest with you, I think the long and short of it is that I just wish that they were higher so that there was like a little bit more severity in them. I do think generally that this is a great shoe. The closed toe ones, especially, like you would wear this with a pair of jeans, or if you want the whole thing showing with the crystal anklet and everything, then you could wear it with a skirt or a dress or whatever. And I do think that they're a super versatile shoe that is classic but fun. You have that crystal anklet. The crystal anklet really makes it. Oh, this was a fun little Gucci bag, this little barrel bag. I've not seen this one. I like this because there's a lot of versatility, because you can top handle or you can crossbody, and if you top handle it, then it's a little bit more evening-y or formal. Even though it's a barrel sort of casually shaped bag, you could wear this for evening, no problem. Or you can crossbody it for something more day-to-day. I think this is great. JW Anderson loafer bag as a work bag. This is a very big flex to me. I think this is an excellent option for a work bag. I think that it is interesting and a little bit cheeky while still being work appropriate, and obviously depending on where you work and if you feel comfortable wearing logos or whatever, then obviously this is a bag that is a little bit more low-key and work appropriate for a lot of office sort of situations. So I think that's a great one. Saint Laurent Gabby vanity bag. Out of all of the vanity bags, this is the one I like the least from the big brands. I would go in the direction of the Bottega Veneta Bang Bang Vanity. I think that comes in more colours. I like the fact that it's a little bit more slimline, and I like the shape of it more than the Saint Laurent Gabby. Also, if you're worried about the price, I have seen on certain places the Bang Bang Vanity is in line with the Saint Laurent price. Okay. The other option, if it's not about price for you and it's about vibes, the new Celine frame bag that comes in an East-West style. I think she's very chic and cool and interesting. The Phoebe Bombay sunglasses. These, I mean, they're sold out everywhere, all of that. You can't really get your hands on them generally. However, I will say, yeah, it's a great pair of sunglasses. I've heard that this is one that you have to try on, because actually it can be very wide that it's very easily it very easily slips off, which nobody wants that situation, especially when you're paying like, what, $750 for a pair of sunglasses. Stay on, okay? However, what I want to tell you is that a lot of brands are releasing this style now and next year. Now there's the Tom Ford versions of these. Gucci for spring summer is coming out with their version, which I tried on, that look, if you ask me, fantastic. So that's good as well. I'm sure there's loads of other brands that are doing their versions of this. So yes, there are other versions to be explored. This bag came up a lot. The Prada Amy in burgundy. This is like a slouchy little shoulder bag situation. I see why this is like a very good, subtle, not shouty shoulder bag. It's going to very nicely mold to the body. It's not necessarily my favourite, because it's not really a style I go for, but I have heard from people it's a great bag, it's easy to use, it's easy to throw on, and all of that. Okay, so now we have the Ferragamo Soft Hug in Blue Klein, or the Etro Vela bag in medium in sky blue as an everyday bag. I really like the Etro Vela bag. I think that it's very different and very interesting. I love that frame closure again. I like that you have that like dangling little Etro charm. I think that it is so very different and cool. I also think that the Ferragamo Soft Hug is a great bag. If I was between these, I would do the Etro, just because it's so different. Also had a lot of Chanel 25s, Chanel 25 in small, Chanel 25 mini. I am not a hater of the Chanel 25. Yeah, it's a good bag. It really is. I think it's very user-friendly. It's very easy to use. It's very Very throw on the shoulder and off you go. The mini ones are cute, I'm not gonna lie to you. And the small size looks good on me. And again, with any Chanel bag, if there's something that you're considering, get it now, because it's just going to be subject to price increases. The other one that came up a lot is the new Fendi Butterfly sequined baguette. She's fantastic, I love her. I'm not going to lie to you, I was going to get it for Christmas. I still might get it for Christmas. There is just another bag that maybe will potentially come up that I'm like, okay, let me see both and then make a good, responsible decision. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to be responsible, so I'm between this or another one. It's a really, really good bag. It's so unique, but in a way that is very wearable. You know how I feel about Fendi baguettes. I think they are wildly versatile and brilliant, and I cannot say enough good things about it. Schiaparelli jewellery, love the unique pieces. Me too. My advice with Schiaparelli jewellery is, with the earrings, there are only specific earrings that are not heavy. And the heavy ones are heavy. I'm talking, if you wear this for a couple of hours, your ear holes may split, okay? I have heard in the more recent collections, they have started mixing the material that they usually use for the earrings with something else, so it becomes lighter. So the new collection earrings might also be lighter. However, again, you have to try. The necklace is phenomenal. It's truly just like artistic, sculptural, everything. The brooches as well are a really good option because again, you can swap and change, you can move those about a bit, you can do different things with them. Cannot go wrong with Schiaparelli. Alaïa Tickle, Fendi Baguette, Bottega and Diamo. This is a tough decision. They're all very different bags. Bottega and Diamo, while I do not have one, I know that people love it. It is a great bag. The Alaïa Tickle is not that, you're not going to fit a lot in it. This is what I'm going to say. Between those three, if you don't already have a baguette, prioritise a baguette. Otherwise, go for the Bottega and Diamo. I know, that sounds very un-me to say that. Loewe bag charms, think it'll be worth it in a few years. Here's the thing with bag charms. I've lived through this before. I was a charmified little charm fiend. I was charming about and rattling about like nobody's business. However, then the trends changed, and then, oh no, why would I put anything on my bag? It's great without it. Minimalism. I want to walk into a room and not make a racket. Whatever, okay? Then, here we are. Rat-a-tat-tat, we love a charm. Only buy this if you love it. If you see that little guy hanging there and you're like, that is the cutest thing ever. If you can actually see yourself putting it on a bag and liking it in a couple of years' time, and it's still going to give you that little, look at that cutie little chow chow hanging off my bag. Look at that cute little guy with his fun little skirt dancing around, okay? Or if you think you're just buying it for a trend, don't bother. Fendi Marc Jacobs collab, specifically the baguette. My mum has this bag, and yeah, she loves it. It's white and black, which is shocking for her. I think it's cool. It's shouty, and it's fun. More Louis Vuitton Takeshi Murakami upcoming drop. Are we over it, or is it still fire? Right. Here's my thing. This is the page that has like as much of the items as I can. They're not doing too many. I lie. I scroll and there's just loads. Here's the thing about this collection. Unfortunately, it's great, okay? Like, it just has that nostalgia and it feels so iconic. If you, especially if you didn't get anything from this last drop and you still are like, oh, it's still like, I've still got that little itch for it, then definitely. I'm always going to be team Takeshi Murakami multicolor collection. It just, you know, I've got such an affinity for it. So I do think that those aspects are good. I will say they are going to be dropping different collaborations next year as well. So we might want to get a little bit more info before you jump on that one entirely. The Schiaparelli secret bag with the soft belts, or the turquoise suede souffle. Secret bag with the soft belts. It is so strangely over the top and obnoxious in an excellent, excellent way. When have you ever seen a bag like that? Yes, we've seen belted bags. Have you seen it like this? No, exactly. Cartier Infinity Love Bracelet. I think you mean the Cartier Love Unlimited. If you're going to get a Cartier Love Bracelet, this is the one to get. I really like it. I think that it's great. I'm not going to steer you away into independent fine jewelry designers, even though that is personally what I prefer to go for. But if somebody was like, oh, do you want a Cartier Love Unlimited? Yes. Yeah, I would go for that. Chloe black medium leather camera bag is my first luxury item. I think this is a really good one. I think it's very versatile. I like the fact that you can take the top handle off when you crossbody it. The top handle kept on the bag, especially in the medium size, does look a bit weird crossbodied, but when you can take it off, that bag works. I think that it's really versatile and easy. It's something that you'll wear a lot. Yeah, I think that this is a good one. It's not an obvious choice, which is why I like it. The Prada Bonnie and Leopard. Leopard is the best way to get that bag, to be honest with you. Somebody else suggested the Bonnie, I think, in a brown. It's a good bag. It's very user-friendly. I love a shoulder bag east-west, so I'm not going to deter you from that. And I think that it's a good one. Jewellery ideas to celebrate a professional milestone. Budget £3,000, watch, necklace. I wouldn't go for a watch. I would go for a necklace. I don't know your style, but might I suggest L'Atelier Norbar? I'm not pronouncing the Norbar bit right, but this is a really great brand. It's a Lebanese fine jewellery brand but they sell on Net-a-Porter. They also have their own website, and they just have really interesting necklaces. Yvonne Leon, I have spoken about numerous times. I think that her necklaces are great as well. So have a look at those two, because you're going to find something interesting and different, and it's going to be under the budget. The Jacquemus Valerie, yes. I think this is a great bag from them. I've actually mentioned this in my last designer debrief, but it looks better in the suede than it does in the plain leather. I think the suede has like a really great softness that works with the closure of the bag. The other one is stiff and the closure looks like, that's the only way I can describe it. So yes, in the suede. Bouchier Slinky Bangle, it's great and it's so fun. And again, you know, aside from a brand maybe like Nadine Gosen, where like it's a very playful piece that's been turned into fine jewellery, Bouchier is another brand that does that exceptionally well, and the Slinky Bangle is just cool. I'm sorry, all of you guys are just flexing on everybody around you. Balenciaga City Bag secondhand for school. Yeah, that is extremely cool, and also an excellent bag to put your laptop in, books, notebooks, whatever. Yes, very cool. Also, very Mary-Kate and Ashley during her days at NYU. So there we go. YSL Jill pointed toe shoe boots in black. This is not necessarily a style I would go for, but you know what I do like about this is the fact that they put the logo on the inside of the heel. And again, if you want this kind of boot style, this is maybe the best one to pick. Bottega Veneta Diego belt bag and the Estelle loafers, both are great, both are very classic pieces. For guys, for anybody, yeah, fantastic. The Celine CT11 or CT7, similar but different, similar but different. I think go for the CT11. I think that it will match with more things. The new Chanel Cruise Raffia Kelly. For some reason, the raffia one, I don't think it works that well. But that's just a me thing. Chanel XXL travel flap. I'm sorry, the XXL travel flap is just incredibly cool. To this day, my mum has one. I want to steal it from her. Every time I'm like, float the idea, she looks at me like I'm crazy. So that hasn't happened yet, but yes, please. Louis Vuitton agenda cover. Yes. Don't know if you mean this one or the one with the popper. Either way, the durability is insane. I've had this for a couple of years. The other one that I have is my mum's that I stole from her that she has had maybe since I was about 10. And they both look the same because coated canvas, you cannot go wrong. Louis Vuitton Capucine in an exotic in the mini size or the Lady Dior in an exotic in the mini size. I would go for the Louis Vuitton Capucine. I don't know why. I feel like both of them are very sort of prim and proper, but the Capucine I think comes in more interesting exotic combinations and gives me a little bit more casual vibes than the Lady Dior. Don't ask me why, and I don't know if that makes any sense, but there you go. Louis Vuitton Dop Kit. So expensive it feels dumb to buy. I have one, and it's fantastic. Anything in that like monogram coated canvas, blah, 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 you will have that forever. That will outlive you, no questions asked. I have like a Celine Vanity and I use my dot kit more than that. Whenever I'm traveling, everything's into the dot kit, so it's great. I really like mine. Tiffany double knot with white golds and diamonds, or is it too similar to Cartier? I don't think so. I think that this is a really cool leather option. I think that you're maybe comparing it to something like the Justin Clou. And I just like it. I don't see enough of the double knot around. So why not? Yeah, I think it's beautiful. Alaïa Leclerc or Andiamo, or Bang Bang. Out of those three, I would do the Andiamo clutch. Especially, have you seen the versions that they're doing for Christmas with the crystals? Even still, the metallic versions, great. I think I would go Team Andiamo clutch for these. The Bang Bang is maybe more like everyday, and the Le Click, I find the opening annoying. Gucci Giglio, can't decide which colour, and the Alaïa mesh ballet flats. I do want to say that they're doing a version of the Alaïa mesh ballet flats where they have, the mesh doesn't go all the way to the toe, there's a bit of a trim there, which I think works better for every day. When it comes to the Gucci Giglio, otherwise known as the Jigglypuff, I think the blue suede is delicious. I think that it's so good. The canvas ones are great, but the blue suede is so good. I think this is great. The Gucci Beatrix large tote bag in the brown suede, yes. Look at the horse bit on the shoulder. This is an excellent slouchy shoulder hobo bag option, and I think that that is beautiful, honestly. Large Andiamo for a work tote, chic, fantastic, yes. The Jacquemus Ovalo, you see that's a clutch, so I'm assuming it's, you're not doing one or the other. Both are great. The Ovalo, yeah, I like the fact that it's got this like little sort of I've tried it on in person. It's bigger than I thought, actually. But it's not like a work tote sort of thing. Epi Speedy Soft in the Epi leather, 100%. Really great colours. And I like the Speedy Soft in general. I like the fact that it's more of a shoulder bag. I just wish they would have done it in fun colours. Vintage baguette with an interesting texture. Not to, toot my own horn here, but I will say my eBay, curated collection has some really great ones in there because I considered those too. So I will have that link. So somebody put Golden Goose. I don't know if you're talking about just the sneakers or whatever, but all I'm going to say is, and a disclaimer here, I went into a store and ding, 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 their ready-to-wear is really great. Really great, okay? There's in particular a black jacket with embellishments, phenomenal. I previously have run my mouth about Golden Goose, and I don't like all of them, I'll tell you that now. The trainers are not for me except for, I think it's called the Ball Star, which again, it's a low Air Force One kind of style that doesn't look like it's been demolished. So I would say that. There we go. Guys, I hope that was helpful. Sorry that if I didn't get to your question. I do these periodically, so there is always next time. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.